Hello, and welcome back to Aetheral Space 13.44, The Waste of You. We are back.
Hey, this is part 3 of Arc 13, right?
Yeah.
What's it called, or are we gonna get a cold open?
You're gonna get a cold open. I would never spoil what it's called. You're insane.
Alright, sweet. Let's just jump straight in then, shall we, folks?
Yeah.
80 years ago, it was a lovely night on Azum Ha. Nayane savored as he strode across the roof of Supreme Pavilion, grass crunching underfoot. This estate was one of the few examples of open space on the surface of Azum Ha, and needless to say, it was for the exclusive enjoyment of the Supreme. Henry had never had cause to come out here, so Nayane used it for his own usage. Maybe just used for himself. Oh, his own pleasure, there we go. Whistling to himself, he looked at the skyscrapers lining the horizon. This place was meant to be free of the hustle and bustle of the city, but when you got down to it, it wasn't free at all, was it? The hustle and bustle was right there, forming bars, locking you in, especially now that the Dawn contest was coming towards the final stages. The mistake was crushing in. It was the furthest from freedom you could get. How sad! Nayane smiled. Is this Nayane speaking? What was his voice again?
He's like a really calm, sort of, not really monotone, but like eerily sort of calm guy.
How's my night, Smith? He asked, the cold and empty air. The answer came in something not quite language and not quite human, through what was not quite a mouth. This is like the freaky head guy, right?
Yeah, like, it's basically, whenever we've seen is like an enormous black mass, but with like an old man's head poking out.
Oh god, what was his voice again?
I don't know, he's like a grandpa.
Your children have fully infested his form, my king, Smith replied politely. Your knight can come into existence at any time of your choosing. Shall we make it so? Not yet, Nayane murmured, lingering at the edge of the roof. It'd be more interesting if he ran around for a while before suddenly betraying the supremacy, don't you think? Your wisdom is evident. Nayane smiled. Smith was so funny. The Thing wasn't Nayane's first friend, but it was surely the one he was most fond of. The Thing? Oh. Still smiling, Nayane glanced down at the ground far below. If an ordinary person were to jump from this height, would they die? One would surely think so, but death was rarely guaranteed. Even when someone shot themselves in the head, they sometimes lingered and suffered for a time. Perhaps the world had shot itself in the head long ago, and now lingered and suffered. It was a depressing thought, but sometimes depressing thoughts were correct. You couldn't disregard a hypothesis based purely on your emotional response. Nayane sighed. How many are there, by the way? He asked. 16! Wow! Nayane raised his eyebrows. That's not a lot. The sky flashed black, then gold, and then, in the moment before it turned black again, lightning struck and kept striking, scorching the part of the roof Nayane was standing on like a golden finger driving its nail into the earth. The sound was deafening, the light was blinding. Surely no living thing exposed to such a force could escape unharmed. As the bolt finally flickered and stuttered out of existence, Nayane escaped unharmed. Is he like a weird undead?
Perhaps we'll see more about what he's about.
I have a theory about this.
Okay.
Can I say it? My theory, because you mentioned he came from like a dead pregnant woman, my theory is he unlocked Aether in the womb, and his tick is like undeath of some kind.
Ooh.
That's what I'm thinking right now. Especially given his name and his whole like weird, creepy thing, and like what we've seen from him when he was fighting the Supreme and like taking lethal wounds. That's what I'm currently believing right now, is he's like some kind of weird zombie man. Alright. At the last second, he'd created the shield around himself, a jet-black dome composed of a material that looked like graphite. It wasn't graphite, of course. That conducted electricity and would have been a terrible choice, but Nayane enjoyed the aesthetic of it. He devoured the barrier with his right hand, reclaiming the material. That was pretty dangerous, he chuckled, looking at the new arrivals. Why'd you do that? 3 figures floated in the sky above Nayane, none of them human. Their bodies were composed of wood, their joints visible, their sculpted faces blank. Mere puppets, to put it simply. But maybe mere wasn't the best word to use. The one at the front of the group looked down at Nyane. Its jaw slid open and words rang forth. "Spawn of the devil," it said with the voice of another. "This is as far as you go." Nyane scratched his cheek with an index finger. He'd suspected who he was dealing with, but now he knew for sure. What a pleasant surprise. "Nebula 1, Ludwig Lanark, Emperor of Puppets, Nebula of the Lesser Chain." Oh, this is a different Nebula 1 than what the one we have now, isn't it?
This was 8 years ago.
So wait, the Lesser Chain was still around back then?
Yeah.
So they only kind of, like, recently fell.
No, Great Chain is different from Lesser Chain.
Oh, right. What was Lesser Chain again?
Lesser Chain is the remnants of the Great Chain that joined the UAP.
Oh, are they still around?
Oh, yeah.
Nice. Nebula 1 wasn't actually here, of course. There'd be no need for that. Most likely he was relaxing back on Serendipity, controlling this encounter from afar. Even so, he'd certainly gone all out on the preparations. The puppet glaring down at Nyane was equipped with no less than 3 top-tier Aether armaments. The red lion mantle was wrapped around its shoulders, billowing regally in the wind. Wrong its, buddy.
Sorry.
New World Order. It held the dread trident blade. Is it Blythe or Blade? Blythe Maurdurg in one hand, oil dripping menacingly from the teeth. The black lens of an anger glass glinted from its left eye socket. Now that was a rare find. With such high-quality equipment, this one puppet alone would have been a match for most participants in this Dawn contest. What a wonderful ability. Nyane found himself jealous. Is this, like, shortly before his Dawn contest with Cadman?
Oh, well, it said the Dawn contest is underway. Yeah.
Ooh. So before his fight with Cadman, then. "Number 1, he called out. Oh, what a surprise. It looks like I've annoyed you somehow. Or have I annoyed the prince?" He could imagine the look on Ludwig's face hearing that. Nebula 1 had a strange resentment for the ability that had given him so much. Nyane couldn't comprehend that at all. Whenever he thought about the prince, the final legacy of the man who discovered Aether... What?! He found himself quite glum. Tan?
Hmm?
Who was the man who discovered Aether?
Huh.
Wait, what?! Furtive pygmy-ass lore? Who was he? Was it the tutor?
No, it wasn't the tutor.
Who is this guy? Wait, when you say discover Aether, is this the discovered 1,000 years ago, or first ever discovered back when it was like almost impossible to get Aether? Oh, okay. So the person who, like... Because you said Aether always used to be available, but something happened, right?
I never said that. You said that.
No. Because you said... I was like, could someone in our time have gotten Aether? And you were like, technically,
yes,
but it would have been so rare that it never did.
Yes, that's correct.
So
But
something
once someone
changed.
got Aether first, I would say that would sort of open the gates for it.
Interesting.
So the
So
same
why did it
scenario
used to
was
be-
1,000 years ago, but then someone discovered it, and now we have the current status.
Why did it used to be almost undiscoverable then? What is this lore drop? Sorry for interrupting, guys. This is a terrible reading experience. Let me start that over. I'm just like, this made me happy. Okay, where were we?
Nine couldn't comprehend that at all.
I'm lost.
Nine couldn't comprehend that at all. --.
I'm looking for the dash. Where the fuck am I? Sorry, I got this. That. Oh, there we go. Rejection was no... Oh, Nine couldn't comprehend that at all. Whenever he thought about the prince, the final legacy of the man who discovered Aether, he found himself quite glum. Rejection was no fun, after all. Still, Nyan could feel that strange anger radiating from the puppets slowly surrounding him. A few had emerged onto the rooftop behind him, one like a centaur holding a lance sparking with electricity. That one must have attacked first. Nebula One's secondary ability, the Prince, was superior, needless to say. There should be another dash after the Prince.
Hmm?
No. Nyan's secondary ability, the Prince,
No.
was...
It's right.
Oh. Nebula One's secondary ability, the Prince, was superior, needless to say, were these puppets. By combining Aether armaments and these figures of Apex wood, Ludwig could create high-level fighters that he could control remotely, from any distance. His ability alone had helped deter Henry from launching large assaults on UAP territory. Ludwig wouldn't be carrying on a conversation today, it seemed. No doubt the Prince had cautioned him against it. Such wisdom. Oh dear, Naeem chuckled, realizing he was going to get no answer. Are you surrounding me right now? I bet you've got more than these waiting, huh? I wonder where they are. With that prompt, Smith activated Searchlight. It was one of the most useful abilities that he had acquired. Essentially, a mobile equivalent to an Aether ping, allowing Smith to detect and analyze anything he placed it over. In most cases, it was even able to pierce through Aether cloaking. I don't like the way you said acquired, Tan. Does Smith steal abilities?
We've seen him do it. He ate hands for a reason.
Oh. Oh no.
7 surrounding you on the roof, my king, Smith advised. 6 more on the floor directly below, ready to ambush if you try to escape. 3 watching from a distance. They are long-range attackers who will strike you while you fight the others.
They're like the Dark Souls, big bow guys.
Exactly, yeah.
I see. To be honest, you'd expected more from Nebula 1. Was this really the best plan that the prince could put together? Perhaps Ludwig hadn't listened to his wonderful ability until it was too late. Ideally, Nebula 1 should have brought in large numbers of disposable humans to overwhelm Nine with numbers while the puppet struck at his weaknesses. It would have cost many lives, sure, but that was to be expected. Their game was played with human currency. Nine understood that. The prince understood that. Even that woman understood that. I assume that's the shepherdess.
Yeah, they don't get along.
As the puppets rushed in as one, Nine sighed. It seemed Nebula 1 needed reminding. Black Aether hissed. Floating beneath Nyane's left hand appeared a pure black orb, floating ominously. Angraminyu. Below Nyane's right hand appeared an orb just as white, like the ideal of a snowball. Ahura Mazda. Recording and manifestation. Destruction and creation. The end and the beginning. Nyane smiled. We'll have to make this quick. I have a match in a few hours. Is he doing the yin-yang?
Yeah, that's kind of what it looks like, yeah.
Ooh. Oh, shit. Aetheral Space. Arc 13. Part 3. Great. What color were the other 2 parts?
It's, I believe part 2 was red and part 1 was blue.
Yeah, I figured it was supposed to be Skipper, is it not?
It's fine, yeah. That is the Skipper colour.
Oh, sorry, did I ruin
No,
it?
it's fine.
Alright, 6 out of 9. Do you want to take over, actually?
I can. Sure.
Do you want me to read it? I can.
I think you
get
do
some
better.
tea in me. Okay, give me a second to get some tea in me. Edit this out if it takes too long.
It's taking a sip.
Present day. What is this? I'm standing here. I ran back as fast as I could. This doesn't make any sense. I should have made it in time. I ran back as fast as I could. There's dust everywhere. Alice, Rex, where are they? You're a sight for sore eyes. That man said that and turned into dust. There's dust everywhere. Why did he do that? No, it wasn't him who did it. He sounded like Rex. Who was he? He couldn't have been Rex. Rex isn't dead. Alice, Rex. There's dust everywhere. Who put all this dust everywhere? Is there a dust storm? Fucking idiot. Moron. You know there isn't a dust storm. Use your eyes. You know what's going on here. Why do you even have a brain if you refuse to use it? There's dust everywhere. Alice, Rex. I'll join up so long as you don't make me work too hard. This is only temporary until my show takes off. I want to make that clear. Sure, I think we can do business together. Someone said those things. Alice, Rex, my friends. That couldn't have been Rex. Rex isn't dead. There's dust everywhere. That dust couldn't be... It couldn't be, could it? You know it is. You let it happen again. Alice, Rex. They're all dead because of you. But why? How? Because of you, just like Robin. Just like Skipper. You're a fucking plague. Why don't you just find a corner and die like the animal you are? I blink. I'm unsteady on my feet. I feel sick. There's dust on my face. There's dust everywhere. Alice, Rex, Radicia. Ray Radicia, she's standing there. I just noticed her. I noticed her first, but I forgot, and now I noticed her again. She's wearing a weird outfit, manifesting it from her pink aether. Pink like Alice's, right? Flowing frills and an elegant crook, like a shepherd drenched in nobility. What a weird outfit, I laugh. It sounds like I'm choking. She cocks her head at me. She's got something to say. Is she going to tell me where everyone's gone? Alice, Rex, you know where they went. You're a sight for sore eyes. Why would that guy say that? I might have gotten the wrong idea. I might have thought that was Rex. There's dust everywhere. That's not dust. Rhodesia speaks. What's wrong? She asks me. Did you not recognize him without the mask? That was Rex I just killed. No, yes, that's not possible. That's not what Rex looks like. He wouldn't just die like that, like flipping a switch. He's just not able to. There's no way. What do you know? What did you know about him? Or Ellis? Or Alice? You didn't care about them. You dragged them here against their will so you could find Dragon. He's abandoned you too, and he was right to. Everything you touch turns to shit. You're disgusting. Shut up. Bruno and Serena don't care about you either. If they did, they'd be here, and they'd be dead. Like Robin, like Skipper, Alice, Rex. You failed them all. It's all you're capable of. Shut up! What was it you thought? Did you think you could build something for yourself? A life, right? That's what you thought. While the rest of the world is burning, you thought you could live just for yourself, you selfish bitch! My friends, you don't have any friends! Not anymore! They've either thrown you away or been killed. This was bound to happen eventually. You're not cut out to be a human being. Look at you. Who could love you? Even your parents didn't want you, tossed you away like garbage. It was a mercy they died long before seeing you now. My mouth opens, my voice quiet. It feels like I haven't spoken in 1,000 years. It feels like I've been speaking for 1,000 years. My throat is raw. It's made of blood. Why have you done this? I ask. It's a genuine question. I need to know. Alice, Rex, they're dead. And all that's left of them is dust. There's dust on my face. There's dust everywhere. I feel sick. Rhodesia cocks her head. Did she not hear me? I ask again. Why have you done this? This time she smiles. There's dust everywhere. And she smiles. Alice, Rex, she's smiling. She killed them. And she's smiling. Smiling. Wipe that smile off your face. Don't you dare look like that. Don't you dare exist here. Don't you dare. She answers me. Her voice echoes through the space like it rules here. A queen of ashes. A queen of dust. Alice, Rex. All my thoughts are regicide. Why? She asks like it's a stupid question. For you, Ruth. So you can reach your full potential. You hate me right now, don't you? All you can do is hate. Take that fuel and use it to grow stronger. That's the only thing you can do. From the very start, you weren't cut out to be a human being. You're a beast, a wild animal. She wipes a tear from my cheek with a tender thumb. My supreme? The only thing you're good for. My hair shines like fire. I see. I whisper. Die is fighting. Monarch set!
Happy birthday, sad. Ruth.
Happy birthday. Wait, is that what that was inspired by?
What do you mean?
Oh, never mind. Yeah,
it's actually Ruth's, it's still Ruth's birthday.
I thought you were referring to Happy Birthday, Jim Crack.
No.
Because there was some dichotomies there in the thinking. I think the whispering die part, I don't know if it was intentional for that to be like what the Supreme said to Skipper. Or for like what he said to Nyane even, right? Tan Honey. Is she gonna be Cadman part 2?
I don't know, do you have faith in Ruth?
I want to, but
she's
that
just
monologue
angry right now.
Well, she's got a step above at least, right? She hasn't called them objects. She hasn't decided that nothing has worth to justify their death. There's a lot of anger there. Wow. I'm scared. I just want Ruth to be happy. I don't think that's gonna happen anymore.
Not today.
I was like, why didn't Ruth get that much time? Why has she always just been a weapon? And I'm like, oh, it was all for this moment. Oh no. I'm very sad and nervous, but that was a good chapter.
Thank you.
I hope I did it justice. I wasn't really sure how to read that.
No, you got it exactly right.
Ooh, perfect. Good to hear. We have a lot of fun facts because people have been more active lately. And yesterday I was
there's been a renaissance in the Aetheral fandom because of this guy.
Yeah, so we have a lot to read through. I'm just trying to find it.
Happy Pride Month, by the way.
Happy Pride Month.
Happy Pride Month.
Nobody killed all the gay people.
Happy Pride Month.
Happy Pride Month, Ruth.
It's a birthday.
What do you want me to do? Make a gay set?
Hey, Shepherdess, it's Pride Month.
Ruth?
You know what that means?
Ruth is gay, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's gay. So it's her Pride Month.
Well, she's not having a good one.
The Pride of a Monarch. There you go. There's your next title.
Birthday is Pride Month. It's gonna be a funeral.
Oh my god. Okay, we already did the economy. Okay. Next, we have a lot of questions. Good Day asks, what's a statter look like?
A statter, it's like a small silver coin with like a hole in the middle.
Nice. JTKC asks, what would your guys' supreme titles be? Like Tanhoney the Blank, Darnell the Blank. I think it'd be Darnell the Long-Winded.
The Terrible.
Tanhoney the Terrible?
Yeah.
Should we give Anomalous one? Anomalous was added to this list.
Anomalous the Anomalous.
Oh, I was going to go with the Effervescent. Quaker
Anomalous
Button
is the
knows
Anomalous because he has magic powers that aren't Aether. He has his
Quaker
own power
Button.
system.
True. Yeah, just for him.
Yeah.
This is not an Aether technique.
And it's also not martial arts. I can just do this.
He, like, wields the properties of weird space.
I was going to say that, yeah.
Quaker Button Nose says, what are some cosmetic surgeries or treatments in the AS universe?
There's a big market for scurrant, sadly, to become more like socially acceptable.
Yeah, I figured. I assume there's also like surgery to permanently change your eye, hair color, etc.
Oh, absolutely. That stuff is nothing. That barely even counts.
I assume there's like
eye
cyberpunk-esque. I assume there's like cyberpunk-esque threading some people get.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Quaker asks also,
We've seen
are there
like Abraham Oliver, who's basically just a head. So yeah,
that's true. Quaker, yeah, but that's not cosmetic. This is like cosmetic surgeries or treatments. So that'd be like to
eye
change your
colour
appearance.
is like nothing. Like even if you aren't numbered and you can't just change that at your will, it's like you buy that at the store, like eye dye.
Yeah. Quaker asks, are the remains of any Supremes on display Catholic saint style anywhere in the Supremacy? I know we had the skull of Grandma, but like...
So this is not been mentioned specifically in the story yet, but this is canon, this will always be canon. There's a giant tomb in Azamhar where every Supreme that can get the body is taken back there for burial, and it's just where all Supremes are buried, including...
Are their bodies like publicly displayed though?
They're in massive stone coffins, and no one's allowed in there except for the Supreme right after their coronation. And they go in there, spend some time, and come out, and no one really knows what goes on in there.
I have a theory of what goes on in there.
What goes on in there?
Something's getting passed down. That's like... I've seen that. I don't want to say trope, because I don't think you're like stealing. I think there's more to it than that. But like where it's like, oh, only the king goes in this room just after their coronation, and then they quietly leave. And it's also where every other king is gone. And it's like something's always being passed down in that fucker. Otherwise it wouldn't be so secret. There's a secret message, or there's some sort of special Aether ability, or like a fucking recording of a Zez place. It's like, so, you're Supreme. And it tells them what to do. I don't know what it is, but something's getting fucking passed down there. Has Nyane been there?
He's not Supreme.
Oh, you're right. He's only ever been an heir. Alright. I'm only going to do one more. I don't want to overwhelm you. I'm just trying to catch up. Okay. Lan asks, what would happen if the Hellhound Aether burned? Because he's almost all mechanical, so like what little organics...
The mechanical parts would suffer damage as well.
Oh.
Well, if he's using infusion, by definition he's also like putting that into his mechanical parts.
Okay.
If he's not using infusion strong and the natural durability, mechanical parts would not be affected. It would just be like his nerves and whatever that would like bubble and melt.
Alright. Lift off for our next ep. I'm leaving a comment so that I don't forget the question we're on next time.
Okay.
Alright. Well, thank you guys for watching. Let's...
Okay.
I'm so... I just want her to be
The only
happy.
thing you're good for is reading.
All right, we'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.